Satanic Panic, Scientology, Shadowrun, Wizards of the Coast, and a conspiracy. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I was playing a lot of Shadowrun. I mean, Shadowrun was my go-to love of role-playing game. And, yeah, this would be around 2nd edition, 3rd edition era. But, and I was collecting the back catalog. And I got this book. Universal Brotherhood by Shadowrun, or by FASA Shadowrun. Nigel Findley, author. This is one of the greatest Shadowrun books and role-playing books, I would say. Period. Hands down. Goes right up there with Savage Frontier for me, by Janelle Jacques. To cover it, it's 2 books in there. One is the adventure, the mission, the module that the GM would run, and the other one is kind of a background flavor text. It's as if you've come across a copy of the downloaded notes of a reporter, and you read through these reports, and and you read through all these notes, and it's the reporter figuring out this deeper mystery, conspiracy thing that's terrible. I personally don't want to spoil it, but I guess in a roundabout way, this video will spoil it. So just don't. I don't know, if you're playing in a Shadowrun campaign and anything starts to sound familiar, beware. So, I read that, the conspiracy book thing of Universal Brotherhood, and it was fantastic. I loved it. It's one of the. It was evocative enough of a read that it made me tense, made me worried, brought a little fear into my little heart, and I loved it. And that was great. So imagine my surprise 5 years after reading that book and then rereading it and then using it in campaigns and stuff like that, that about 5, maybe 10 years, I don't think it was more than 10 years, but around 5 years later, I'm watching a documentary. I just happen upon it, so I don't know what it's about, or I don't know who the topic is. I'm just hearing, and later the organization infiltrated the IRS with its own members in order to help give the organization a more favorable terms, or to get away with not paying taxes, etc., things like that. Now, all of this is from a documentary that I saw, so I don't know how accurate the documentary is, and everything in here that I'm going to say about this organization is obviously allegedly, because I don't have any of the evidence, and any one of you can go and look it up and read what the issues are. But so that's soon after recovering from my shock and horror that, oh no, Shadowrun is becoming way too real and the Universal Brotherhood is a real thing. After getting over that shock, it was, oh, okay, clearly they modeled the Universal Brotherhood, at least some large public-facing and criminal aspects, off of Scientology. Again, allegedly that Scientology did any of this, but you can go look it up. So, holy crap, that was intense for me, watching that documentary. And then, like, at every GD step that they start talking about a new thing, it's matching exactly what I know out of this, and I'm realizing that this is a real organization, and that, oh yeah, I've heard about Scientology, Tom Cruise in it, and Flashdance, not Flashdance, Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta, and it's like, oh yeah, and Beck, so you're like, oh, well, your entire worldview changes a little bit when you get these new bits of information, and so it's pretty crazy how that turned out. And I also grew up as a child, during the Satanic Panic. And I had friends that after I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, the friends, they stopped being able to come over. And then when I asked, hey, do you want to come over and play D&D, that finally they would say, oh, well, I'm not allowed to play D&D, so that's why I can't come over. And I said, oh, well, we can try playing something else. We don't have to play D&D, because friendship's more important than a game. But that was a very clear, holy crap, to an 8, 9, 10-year-old, is that parents aren't allowing, because I've been playing this game for a couple years, and parents think these things are real. Like, that's absurd. Orcus is a fantasy thing. Asmodeus, I don't know, however anybody pronounces it. I learned all this stuff when I was 8, pronouncing it on my own. These things are real? No, it's a fantasy game. And then you go on and you later learn that, a lot of the demons and devils and stuff like that are modeled after real world demons and devils, but I still carried with it, wait, you believe these are real? With me, and that just kind of propagated through to anything of the fantastic, miraculous, etc. Wait, you believe this is real? Because, it's not matching the reality of everyday experience. Anyway, that goes into a whole different side topic. But so the comedy bit that I'm doing for today is based on that experience, and based on the current events in Wizards of the Coast, what with their, Penguin dropping them, or them dropping Penguin, which is a pretty big deal in the distribution thing, especially with, bookstores then being able to sell back and get credit or money for the unsold books that they got from Penguin, right? So it makes it an incentive. Oh, sure, we'll get 10 players' handbooks, put them on the shelves, and if we don't sell out of them, then we'll get money back. So there's that safety net especially for bookstores that use Penguin. So based on all that, my limited knowledge, and armchair watching the events unfold out there in reality land, my comedic conspiracy, is that Cynthia Williams and Chris Cox of Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, are actually anti-D&D evangelicals that have infiltrated the corporate world in order to destroy magic and D&D because they still believe that it's satanic. That's what this whole... That's the punchline. Like, obviously, I have no evidence. Obviously, it's pretty silly. But is it? Is it so silly to think that somebody from an organization would have such a drive to infiltrate what they perceive as an enemy organization in order to give, a favorable outcome in their worldview? If you destroy Dungeons and Dragons, that stops so many people from being, seduced into Satan worship. Oh. So, yeah, that's it. I'll probably upload this with very little fanfare. I don't know why I said that, because I should just cut that, but now that I just said it, my intent is to not have to do a whole bunch of editing, because it makes me tired, and I'm tired. I don't want to edit. And I think I talked all right for this, so great. But yeah, that's it. Cynthia Williams and Chris Cox. It's my prediction. I'm predicting, because I have no evidence, etc. I'm predicting that Cynthia Williams and Chris Cox have infiltrated Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro and risen to the positions of power, or just been assigned the positions of power. Like that, yeah. Cynthia Williams' whole idea was to get into Wizards of the Coast, so first she got into Microsoft in order to do it. You can see, like, conspiracies, they start to make you sound crazy because they're crazy. But yeah, so that's my comedic prediction, is that Cynthia Williams and Chris Cox have are intentionally trying to destroy Magic the Gathering and Wizards and Dungeons and Dragons in order to save the children. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and talk to you later. Bye.